Hey family, Tac Man, how's your spirit? Talk to me, tell me something good. We're gonna do part two of the five-part series, Why People Don't Like to Heal. Um and it was something that was kind of troubling me because there's so many things that can help us to be better and do better. And people are not taking them. And it's sad because it's there for us. But a lot of times we want to blame others, we want to point fingers, we want to do everything that we're not uh, supposed to do when we're trying to accept, things that are going on in our lives. And it's just sad. Like I said, my thing is helping everyone accept, achieve, and appreciate love. And the only way we can do that is we have to do it together. We can't do it alone. That's why I tell you guys I need your help. You know, I'm gonna do my part, but I need everybody to do their part. And see, this is where we have the problem at because nobody wants to accept responsibility and do what needs to be done. And until that happens, we're gonna be where we at. Like this is called Tact Through Adversity Come Change by me, Rich Coleman. It's on Amazon, and I have the workbook textbook that's on there as well. Um, I didn't see it as of yet, so it might be still under whatchamacallit, scrutiny or whatever. And then it'll be on there. So check it out. It can't hurt you. It only can help you. Well, here we go. It's the second part of a five-part series on why people don't want to heal and be at peace. Today we're diving into achieve, release, why it's so hard to let go of anger, blame, and all those stories we keep replaying. What's up, Pimpin? My spirit is fantastic. How's your spirit, my brother? Last episode, we talked about accepting the wound. Now it's time to release what's holding us back. Here are 10 most reasons people stay stuck. You're welcome, my brother. I've been looking for the joint on Amazon. See if you can see it, the workbook, because I can't find it. Check it out and see if let me know. They fear losing the motivation anger gives them. How many people you know? Okay, thank you. How many people you know, right? That you said, damn, these people are angry. It's like they hold on to anger. And what you have to understand is that that's what seems familiar. We can't judge. We have to understand because uh where they at in their life, the traumas that they've gone through made them hardened like that, and they're afraid of losing, you know, that edge that gives them the strength to be who they are or who they think they are. Number two, healing requires feeling the original pain. A lot of people don't want to feel that original pain. That's trauma. And this is why we at where we at right now, because we've all been through trauma. I've been through trauma. You've been through trauma. Everybody's been through trauma. and it's so hard for a person to go back to that original pain. It's like I tell you, um, the three articles: past, present, future, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. You have to go through your what's, when's, where's, why's, how, and sometimes who. And like I always tell you, the first one is going to be the most difficult because it's your past. This is going to bring up all the things that you didn't like about your past and the things that were traumatic to you. And like I said, you're going to cry. You're going to go through if you're sincere. You have to be sincere. If you're not sincere, then it's just going to be an exercise. But it's going to be healing, soothing, relief if you do it sincerely. And this is the original pain that we don't want to recognize. And for us to heal, we have to look at that original pain and face it. Yeah, I said the same thing because when we did it, I looked and it was on there, and then after that, I haven't seen it. Well, it is what it is. And I think my boy bought a copy while it was up. I got to call him and ask him. Number three, they don't trust peace will last. And it's understandable what's going on in the world. The person don't think that peace will last. So they have to keep that bravado, that farce, that person that they're really not. One thing that I have to say about myself, you know, is I never portrayed this street guy, this street gangster. Like I was telling a young lady today, I've never been a gangster, never wanted to be a gangster because I understood what came with it. I just wanted the money, you know, but I didn't realize what came along with that. Okay, got you. You know, if I'd have knew about what goes along with the money, I probably wouldn't have did that because I never had to. Because like I told you, I grew up with my mother owned three businesses, three bars in Harlem in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. So, I grew up traveling the world and all kinds of stuff. So I never had to do it, but it was because of my low self-esteem, and wanting to be wanted by people who didn't care about me and be around people that I had no business being around. And this is why, I did the things I did, but I understand now. You see, this is the whole thing. Going through whatever you go through, but being able to understand why you went through these things. Number four, staying broken gets them out of expectations. Like I said, a lot of people don't want responsibility. So if you have low expectations of me, you'll leave me alone. And that's how a lot of people think. You'll be surprised. The people that you think are the strongest are probably the weakest. You know, they just put on a mask. And this is what this process is about, helping you to heal, get rid of that mask, and being a person of great standards with everyone. It's just not people you love or it's people around you. The Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says this: if the people that live next to you are in fear when you're around, you're not a good neighbor. And if the people are hungry when you're around and you have food, you're not a good neighbor. So you're not a good person until you want for your brother and sister what you want for yourself. And this is why I do this. I want for you what I want for me. I want us all to win. This is why I always tell you that. And this is why I give y'all what I give y'all, because it's more important to give you the message, so and hopefully you can see it. So it'll make you make changes in your life. And this was just about, man, we're gonna go through stuff. We're human. But the whole thing is learning from your mistakes and moving on and helping others in your journey, because all of these are journeys. Everybody's journey is different. It's just like adversities. We all have adversities. We all have journeys. Our adversities are different because our adversities shape and mold us to who God wants us to be if we pay attention. Our journey is the route that gets us there, you know, and this is what it's about, finding your purpose in life and doing the right thing, changing that crazy mentality that you have to be this and have to be no, we have to be loving. God says, I made man in my image. God is loving. Why are we not like God? And this is what it's all about. Number 5, they normalize chaos. Chaos is like regular for them. A lot of them go looking for it, you know, because they've been wounded, they've been traumatized so much to where it's like they feel like it's regular. And there's nothing regular about being traumatized, especially when you're young and you're vulnerable and you can't really protect yourself. And this is why a lot of the things that we go through in our minds, we think it's a big thing when it's really not. It's something that has come in our past that we've held on to that was traumatic in our lives, and we feel that that's what it is. Like I used the example of The Exorcist. When I in the 70s, when I went to see it, I was scared to death. I wouldn't go in the house for years by myself. But if I look at it now, I would say to myself, like, come on, man. That you can see this is a joke. You see what I'm saying? So as we get older, we learn, we grow, but you have to seek it. It's not going to just come to you. I had to study while I was away, to find things out in life. So my mind wasn't gone by the time I got back, and I thank God for that. Number 6, they're scared they don't deserve peace because they've caused so much havoc. They feel that, I've done so much. And I'll give you another story. A man was seeking peace, and he found this priest, and he said, "Sir, I've killed 99 people. Is there any salvation for me?" The priest said, "No." So he killed him. He made him the 100. So he's coming. He's seen his people, and he asked the people. He said, I just killed 100 people, man. Is there salvation for me?" They pointed over to that land. They said, "Go to that land over there. They are people who are into salvation." And on his journey, right? Because he didn't feel that he was worthy of being forgiven. But in his heart, he wanted to be. And see, this is what God judges you by: your niyat, your intentions. So in his heart, he wanted to be forgiven. So on his journey, he died. And he was closer to the land that was saving than from the land where he was coming from. So God forgave him. So never feel that you did something that God will never forgive you. The only thing God won't forgive you for is shirk, associating partners with Him, and dying on that. But He'll forgive you if you ask for forgiveness. But you have to ask for forgiveness sincerely in your heart. Just like this program, you got to be 100. You can't lie to Him. He knows. Number 7, it's a way to avoid intimacy. And a lot of these people don't know how to be intimate. They don't know what love is. Their example of love was trauma. So they don't really understand it. So they avoid it because it was painful. So you have to be sympathetic and empathetic of a person like that, because they've been robbed of their youth or some faculties of their mental state by someone else's sadistic acts. So you have to give them even more love and show them like, you're worthy, man. God puts you through these things for a reason. It's not just for a season. He's making you strong so you can be prepared for what he has for you in the future. Because if you ever want something great in this life, the people that you're going to have to deal with once you become a multi-millionaire or billionaire are way, way, way worse than the people down here at the bottom. These people are jokes compared to those people. So you have to be sharp. You have to be prepared. And God prepares you, putting you through adversity. Like I said, the second principle is what? Wherever you at in life, God put you there because He's driving the car, and you must accept the responsibility. It may be something you've done that got you there. How you doing there? How's your spirit? Tech Man is doing fantastic. So yeah, and I went to Juma today. I had a great day. I came back home at 6, so I got home about 7 something. So I had a full day. You know, I went and got my medication after Juma, and hung out my buddy joint, got some food, and came on back. So I had a wonderful day today. I had a really good day today. And this is the best part right here, giving this information to you guys to help you to heal, to help you to be better, help you do better. Because if we can come together and heal, man, everything will be fantastic. Trust and believe that. No question. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Number 8, rage is addictive. The body craves adrenaline. And when you're used to adrenaline, that's what you crave. Like I had a youngster called Johnny. You've seen him on this program. He was kid was super, super nice with his hands. He had a stroke now, so he can't really do too much. That's the one that his wife be beating him up. Well, not beating him up, but he scared his wife. But his adrenaline was crazy. I used to have to stop him. He was beating up grown men as a teenager. He's a part of my drug ring. So, it was, my crew. It was a bunch of us, but this kid, the adrenaline was crazy. And as he got older, life taught him the lesson of, it's not about that, you know. Number 9, they think forgiveness means letting the other person win. And see, that's the one thing that stops people, right? That's one thing that stops people from forgiving. You know, that's one of the things that stops people from forgiving. One second, it went off. That they think that the other person is winning, like, oh man, they got over 'em. No, it's for your inner peace. Like I tell you, forgiving someone is stop drinking poison, because every second that they rent space in your head, it's like you're killing yourself, because they're not thinking about you. They've shown you how they feel about you. So drinking the poison is like you trying to kill yourself, thinking it's going to hurt them. They don't care. And these are the things that we have to understand, man. When a person shows you they don't care about you, you have to move on in life. You know, it's not that deep. Life is too short, like the brother said. Too short. I don't have time. I need my peace. I need my happiness. And I have so much of it. I give it to you guys on a daily basis. I give it to you guys on a daily basis because I know how important it is just to hear somebody give you something that makes your day a little bit better, a little bit brighter. Just that one little thing, man, to put a smile on your face. Sometimes that's all we need is a smile, to make our day a little bit better. Because life is tough. Don't get me wrong. Life is not easy, but it's what you make it. If you make it tough, it'll be tough. If you make it easy, it'll be easy. It's what you make it. But while it's tough, make the best of it. Learn from it. Understand it. Embrace it. It's nothing like embracing that pain, man. That's how I was able to get out of it. I had to embrace it finally. Like, yo. And when you embrace it, it's not as tough as you really think it is. You just have to stop being afraid. And number 10, they've made their suffering their entire personality. Now, how many people you've seen like that? You know, it's woe is me, woe is me, woe is me. Everything is, bad, me, this, that. No. Everything you go through is for a reason. It's a purpose behind whatever God does. He does everything but fail. So whatever he puts you through, trust me, he gonna get you through. You just have to be strong enough to deal with it so that you can be strong enough to deal with the things he has for you in the future. And all right, one second. Where am I at? One second. Where am I at? Hold on one second, you guys. Let me make sure I'm where I'm supposed to. Okay, yeah. Let me make sure I'm where I'm supposed to be. Okay. Okay, got you, got you, got you. Yes, yes. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Here we go right here. Before before we can heal, we have to be willing. I have no rights to that music. I have no rights to that music. Before we can heal, we have to be willing to look at our pain. But most people don't want to. So let's go through the steps of why. One, anger makes you feel powerless. Two, it's too familiar. Three, is how they connect with others. Four, they're scared of what they'll feel if the noise stops. Five, healing means taking responsibility instead of blaming. 6, peace feels boring compared to drama. 7, they're tied their whole identity to being a victim or the fighter. 8, it's easy to stay stuck. 9, they're waiting for an apology that will never come. And 10, they use the wound to get the attention of special treatment. And this is the things that people do, like, to stay stuck, and it's sad for the simple fact that when you stay stuck, you lose out on so much in life. You lose out so much in life when you stay stuck. This is why we have to let go and let God. This is why it's the first principle. God. You got to have an understanding. Me and the young lady was talking. And it's funny because it's my buddy's daughter. We was both in the accessoride. And this is the guy who helped me move from the shelter to my crib here. But that was one of the things we talk about. You have to have an understanding of God, man. You don't have an understanding of God, man. Life is not going to be right. You got to put him where he's supposed to be first in life. Achieve. Your healer shows us that real release only happens when we are willing to achieve freedom from these chains, the chains that you have here. Holding on doesn't protect us, it only keeps us prisoners. If today's episode helped you, drop a review, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and follow so you don't miss episode 3. Appreciate the present. Links to the healer who's helping everyone accept, achieve, and appreciate love. And the beautiful thing about it, right? It's not hard. We make it hard. We make life's lessons hard because we don't understand, we don't know. And this is why you have to seek out understanding. You have to seek out what it is that God is trying to show you and why you do the things that you do. Like I said, I had low self-esteem and I realized I was doing these things to please other people who didn't care about me. Will I do that today? Hell to the nizzo. I wouldn't care less. It's just like I don't go where I'm appreciated. I only go where I'm appreciated. I don't go where I'm just tolerated. Of course, there's no love. I'm only around people who show me love, period. That's why my circle is so small. But I'm trying to expand it, you know, through adversity come change. I want to help the world, but I need you guys to come in and do your part. So I'm going to do mine. You see, I'm here religiously because I know you guys are that important. I know you guys need to heal that much. you know, but everything in time, everything in time. We have to really use our head for more than a hat rack, man, and live right by each other, do the right thing. Because like I say, it's only through adversity change takes place. And we only can get to it if we go through it. Your choices shape your adversities. Your adversities are your lessons to get you to your blessings, period. What you have to understand is that Everything that God has done and put in your life is for a reason. It's up to you to figure it out. And until you figure it out, you're going to be lost. Took me almost 60 years to figure it out. So, just start on your journey trying to figure it out. We've had a great one tonight. And tomorrow is part 3. Come on in, join us, do the right thing, help yourself to heal, and y'all have a wonderful night. Uh, life gets better. Trust me. I've been through hell, and I can tell you it gets better. You just got to keep putting one foot in front of the other. Can't never give up. No question. You do too, pimpin'. I'll holler at you tomorrow. Oh yeah, and my boy came and helped me out with some joints with the AI with the clips. He came to 125th Street and then showed me some stuff I gotta show you. All right, give me a holler. All right, one. Y'all have a blessed night. Tack man out. Peace.